So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It's Thursday, and I am dragging my third point of contact because it's what I do on Thursdays. Tired on Thursdays. Tomorrow, on the other hand, it's Friday. I'll have all the energy in the world, but today, got lucky. I've been through 2017, 2018, 19, 22, and a 24, but we're going to have that good old friend, that constant Campo, Viejo, Rioja, that beautiful yellow label with the red typeface. It's a Tempranillo. And I got my hands on a 2021, so I thought, let's just give it a whirl and see if we got anything major or different about it. It's serving in nicely at about a 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees centigrade on the nose. Spanish sun-kissed cassis, right? Got some vanilla. Perhaps it's a bit oaky, though it could just be a combination of the cassis and the minerality, but slightly more tannic than some of the others, but not a lot. This isn't going to limit you just to fatty meats and stuff like that. I think this one's pretty much open for anything. But if I were a pasta or pizza eater, I would say, yeah, that's probably what you want to go with on this one. But from enchiladas to a prime rib steak, perfect. In fact, spare ribs sounds pretty good with it too. So let's hop into our grid. Let's see what we got going on here today. Thursday's always an interesting day. Sometimes we hit rebuses, sometimes we don't. You never really know. And it is the gateway. It's like that gateway substance to the harder, the more challenging grids that we all look forward to on Friday and Saturday. Except when I first started solving, I only wanted to do Mondays, maybe a Tuesday if I was feeling froggy. But things change after 30 plus years of solving grids, right? So let's hop into this one and see what we've got. So this is a David J. Kahn construction, and this is one prolific crossword constructor. He has done a lot. Yeah, this should be work. Let's go ahead and get into it. How are we going to eat that elephant? One bite at a time, right? So let's go ahead and hop into it. It burns. Okay, just to start, I'm going to say acid because it seems like it's 4 letters and it would work. Olympic diver's pride. I'm assuming maybe abs, but opposite of one across would be a base. So yeah, I mean, we got abs. Maybe that's what Olympians like to. Olympic divers and swimmers. Olympic diver's pride. Yeah, maybe that's it. Be brave and proud, Iran. I don't know. Okay. Got an asterisk and we've got brackets. So guess we got part of our theme here, and we just lit up two other rows and one column. So target as an audience maybe we're going to cater to, and that's what I do. When I found out there was this huge millions and millions of people out there on the internet that love crosswords and wine, and I thought, I'm going to cater to that audience because I too like crosswords and wine. What a quinky dink. It all just worked out in the long run. Parents' blunt answer to why, because maybe I said so. And I did the parent thing of, probably not dad of the year since I've pretty much wanted to raise them on Family Guy and Snickers bars. But when Family Guy was over, turn on your South Park, right? Keep yourselves busy while I sit here and read something from Dickens or Robertson Davies of all things, right? So I don't know. Let's see. Hopper of Hollywood, Dennis. But I don't think I ever said I said so because I said so. I always thought to myself, well, I want them to grow up to be reasonable. I want them to reason, to manage issues, and I wanted them to be managers and directors and bosses. I wanted them to be free thinkers. So that's what I did. National park with a working sled dog kennel, and I guess this would be Denali. And let's see here, A to a Frankfurter, and that would be eine or ein or einen, or einem. There's a lot of articles. A lot of articles, and all of them are, well, they're neuter or male or female, gender specific, and that makes it even more fun. So, how some medications are taken. This is Jordan. So I don't know what we've got going on with this just yet. Industry in there will be blood, and I don't know why I always say it that way, but that's what it feels like. That's what what's his name said. What was his name now? Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah. So we've got a bathroom, the loo. We're out of the woods. Maybe it's safe. Maybe. And a quick check, a long way away could be afar. So I don't know how we're going to answer this. How some medications are taken. I would imagine it would probably normally be orally or something. I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to do here. Accessory used by Woody in the Toy Story movies out of LA, and I think Woody was the cowboy, so I'm going to go with a lasso. I have seen Toy Story. Fresh starts, maybe resets. If we can figure out what this is on the downs, maybe we can kind of figure out what's going on. So far, it looks like we've got ordinary. Clamorous, could be noisy. I've never been accused of being noisy, not once in my life. With 11 down and 58 across, aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth, or a hint to the answers to the starred clues. Okay, so we're not going to know that just yet. Support for a tumbler. Came to be, perhaps we arose, so maybe I was thinking a bar, but now I'm starting to think it's probably a mat, but I can't have no way to check that. I mean, a tumbler really doesn't mess around on the bar much, so. His number 4 was retired by the National Hockey League's Bruins, and that would be or. You got to memorize or, ot. You got to get the whole baseball family down, Alu, you got to get the ots. Then you got to get the or fella up there playing for the Bruins. So be brave and proud. Stand. Support for a tumbler. I'm going to go ahead and go with Matt. So maybe aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth. So maybe money. Money is our first thing here, perhaps. Biblical figure seen in the sauna. In the sauna, we have drop the TH, go with the ESAU. We've got a grandson of Eve, but nevertheless. So instead of ordinary and be brave and proud, maybe we're going to stand trial. Still not quite understanding what's going on, but it's okay. Stentorian of sorts. What a fantastic word. I've always thought of stentorians as barrel-chested types that like to bark crap out and stuff and be in charge and dominate and just, alpha types, I guess. But I guess we're looking for a yeller, which fits just fine. Star Trek pilot would be Mr. Sulu, a name that aptly competes the missing letters in what appears to be Thurman, so I guess Uma. And okay, so very nice. It took me 30 minutes to do the Guardian Cryptic yesterday. I kid you not. It was 10 minutes before I even got my first clue. It was the most obtuse, circuitous, Sisyphean task of my entire life. It was a Cyclopean. I can't even say it. It's been such a long day. I can't even talk. But I loved it, every bit of it, especially when I got through the whole thing, got the fireworks. I nailed it in 30 minutes. Didn't quite nail anything, but I didn't get anything wrong. It's pretty fun. Part of a smartphone upgrade, plus tax. Good Lord, Christopher. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. All right, so maybe a trade-in, one who deals with a lot of bull. Oh, okay, so we got 6 letters. Maybe a torero. I don't know. What do we got here? Cardio exercise program. I have no idea. Son of Adam and Eve. Well, Cain, Abel. Only 4 letters. Let's just pick one of them. Let's see. So I guess I don't know. I guess I can put in trade in and we can check it. I guess what I'm really looking for is something that I'm just so sure of I can move on, but that has not been the case yet because, you know, it's a David J. Kahn grid. And look what I did. Look what I did. What did you do? I don't know. I think I made a mess. Who isn't? Sound seems deflated. Kind of like my physical prowess today. Einstein. Notably, maybe an Emma Gray. Maybe. Gotta check that too then. C5 across. Okay. It's just not gonna help a thing. And yesterday's Guardian all hinged on the very last cross clue, which was German. Or Germany, I think. And you weren't getting anything until you got Germany. Oh, wow. Telegram or CapCut. Wow, if these are apps, we couldn't have found 2 more different ones. Culmination. Maybe an Acme, an Apex, or I could just be wrong with the app. Jackson, who won 11 NBA championships as head coach. I think that's Phil. Don't know, just know from the crossword. Framed item. Maybe a pain. Because, yeah, my brain's like everybody else's. It went straight to, you know, photo pic. Is there one of these that'll fit in here? But no. So maybe money changes. So far we've got be brave and proud would be to stand tall, but then we added an R-I and an L, took the other L out, maybe. How some medications are taken, Jordan, and ordinary, you know, I really think that might be orally. I mean, I don't know. I'm a hospital administrator, and there's a registered nurse sitting behind me. She's not balking, so.
I can't see this far.
Well, just saying.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I see the blue and the yellow don't pop.
Well, good. He'll study secondarily, maybe to minor in. And French handle would be a gnome. Gnome. Perhaps a gnome de guerre. And palladium would be an element. And so up top, we did have an Acme there. Nice. And so everything else seems to line up. I feel pretty comfortable. And luminous meteor. I would assume we were trying to go for a ball there, a fireball. But moths do it. That's an F. They do flit about. Federal Loan Group could be the Small Business Administration. I can't think of another one with an S right off the top of my head. Yeah, so I think one who deals with a lot of bull is a torero, a bullfighter. And that tells me that our cardio exercise program would be Taibo. And looks like we maybe have a firebrand here. Son of Adam and Eve. So now we got Abel. And at home. Firebrand, call again, I don't know. This could be not out, but I don't know. One's on your side, Costa Rica. Makes it very difficult when you've got to get around to solving a bunch of them that don't have anything to help you solve them except for the intersections. So moved slowly could be to inch. So inched in the past tense. Film editor Allen, and I don't know. Or maybe DD. I think it's DD Allen is one of them, and they could be from the 1920s. I just don't know. Crosswordies. Seniors test. Okay, so I would normally put like an SAT in there, but I think we're talking about college seniors with the GRE. Taken that one too. Actually used that one. went to grad school. 1990s Israeli President Wiseman, and I think that is Ezer. I blush to say I don't quite remember. Bring into play, perhaps. Yeah, Z down there. That's the other thing. If you start doing the Guardian grid, you're going to remember to replace all those Z's with S's, and ORs become OURs, and you just got to know that. It's unbelievable. Two nations separated by a common language. That's what it is. So maybe utilize is what we're trying to do here by bringing something into play. Perhaps that's the pits. Ugh. Ugh. Studs, stags, and steers. How about he's? Though one could argue not so much for the latter. Call again. So maybe we're going to retitle, and that's a clever one too. This is just absolutely, there's nothing about this grid that is going to just be easy to just kind of walk through. This David J. Kahn, you're making me really work here. Gradually found out could be to have gleaned. Most applied to college in the U.S., and this is where we learned something new here today. I did not know that UCLA was the most applied to college in the U.S. I don't know what I thought it would have been. If I had to guess, I would say the University of Michigan or something like that, or maybe UT, Texas, but I don't know. Ones on your side, looks like we have colonies, and that lines up with my not out here for 37 down. So we got a Firebrand, Tyvo, retitle, colonies, ones on your side, and then the Costa Rica, I don't get that just yet. Moved slowly. Okay, so we inched. Now maybe we're going to have crept. Seated number one, say maybe on top. Do nothing, do no doubt about it. Maybe, yep, I don't know. They're both the same. Another one, C5 across, okay. Money, something, all right. Classic car initials, probably the REO. Heard it from a friend who... Yeah, that was a Speedwagon, just not the same one we're talking about. Home that sounds like two letters, so how about a TP? No doubt about it. So we got ourselves a yep, I think. And so this is where I guess money changes everything. And so money is changing all of these starred clues is what it's doing. And that's clever. Square could be even. I'm liking it, David J. Kahn. If I've been complaining, it's just because it's Thursday and my third point of contact is not very active. Damages seeker could be a sewer. And if I were being sued by somebody, I would like the fact that that was a homonym of a place where class 1 downloads wind up being flushed. So, not deviating from true to figures, maybe numbers. Dumbledore to Harry Potter. I'm assuming a mentor. I know nothing about those books, those movies. I mean, just nothing. Ubiquitously, Korea. Brotherhood. So we got a question mark. We've got an L here. If this is a C, I think we've got a cowl. True Lies director James, and I do believe that would be Cameron. Yeah, True Lies. I think that was Schwarzenegger in that movie. I don't know. Jamie Lee Curtis, maybe? I don't know. I think I was in college when I saw it. It's an old one. Brotherhood. So I think we got a cowl. Yeah. I mean, it's what monks wear. And having grown up in a parochially established grandparents' home, yeah, I know what a lot of the Catholica is. Bob Marley's song in the Grammy Hall of Fame. Let's get together and feel alright. Square one. So a square one. How about a nerd? Nerd. I mean, that's just great. So maybe an end user. This has made me work so hard. We're at 17 minutes on a Thursday. where things get heated, perhaps an oven, travel around, maybe ubiquitously. I don't know. That's not going to be the same. It's going to be changed by money. So, formerly picks, maybe anoints. Group with a hit remake of Chuck Berry's Rollover Beethoven, maybe the Electric Light Orchestra. And I guess travel around could be rove. Any number of these things I could be wrong on. Wrong is, it's just all get out. So if that's the case, we're going to probably just reveal the grid because I'm not going to try to figure out what's going on here. Travel around. How about to rove? You know how rare it is that I hit the last letter and it solves at the top of a minute like that? That is really crazy. 18. I don't know. That's a good question, though. I can usually tell if I see a little bit on the outsides here, but no changes in the grid to speak of. But this was definitely a firebrand of a grid today. Not a whole lot in here that you would expect to see anywhere, right? A couple of things. You had abs, you had ugh, right? There will be blood. We had to get our oil in here, etc. But for the most part, not a whole lot that you would normally see. I don't know when the last time I saw President Wiseman's name in here. Maybe never. If it was, it probably was in the 90s, and I don't remember doing them that far back. So a beautiful grid all the way around. Really, this was a fantastic Thursday offering from David J. Kahn. Really nice, and I love the theme. So if y'all have any more thoughts on the theme, i.e., I haven't taken the time to figure out why Stand Trial, Iran versus Stand Tall. I'm not seeing immediately what's going on with how a medication is taken orally. It could be from, be subject to Jordan or something like that. I don't know. But ubiquitously, Korea, don't know. So if y'all have thoughts on that, I'm sure it may come to me later on, but I would love to hear from you as always, right? So go ahead and bring our Benière d'Adieu. And I just want to say, as usual, I'm going to try to let class out early today. It's been a long one, right? And I've been droning on and not very energetically, so I do apologize. Mea culpa to the nth degree. But we'll see you tomorrow for the Friday grid, and it should be a fun one, because all Fridays are generally fun, but it should be fun for me in that specifically I won't be dead tired because it'll be Friday, and I'll have all the energy expected of a 3-day weekend. So with that said, we'll see you on the morrow. Until then, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well. Be safe. Be nice to strangers if you can stomach it. Be well out there. Take care.